And Sadie Sink's secret role in Spider-Man Brand New Day has been revealed. I'll tell you everything after the intro if I'm not mistaken. Hello, Pop Culture Society. Let's discuss Spider-Man Brand New Day. We talked about Doomsday in the previous video, now let's talk about Brand New Day. Sadie Sink is confirmed to be in the cast. Sadie Sink goes straight from Stranger Things to Spider-Man Brand New Day. And the big question the audience was asking was, who is this redhead going to play? And then some possibilities started to come up. First, they thought of Jean Grey. Jean Grey is a redhead. X-Men is gathering a cast. It's probably going to be a younger cast. It's an opportunity for the girl. So people started spreading the idea that she could be Jean Grey. The big question was, what would Jean Grey be doing in a Spider-Man movie? She could, but weird because they're two characters who don't have a relationship. If it wasn't Jean, there was this story about her being Mary Jane Watson. Who knows, maybe now with other neighbors, with other relationships, in college, working at the Daily Bugle, and with another story and rebuilding his life, getting all his documents again. Who knows, maybe this time he'll meet the official Mary Jane, the comic book Mary Jane, and not Michelle Jones, who's the Mary Jane they put in for him in Spider-Man Homecoming. It could be at this moment. It could, man, if they went in that direction of not using Michelle Jones in this movie. But we already have information that ZD is in the movie. She read the script, liked it and all. And Marvel also isn't going to give up on the Peter Parker and Michelle Jones relationship, his Mary Jane, because they're a couple in real life that helps with marketing and creates a fantasy and makes the guys, Mary Jane will come back, they're going to get together again. She'll remember who he is. They're going to rekindle their romance, and that's what's going to happen. I don't believe there will be another red-haired Mary Jane, because that would create chaos on social media. There would be the chosen Mary Jane and the rejected one, and we know which one will be which. And it wouldn't look good for Zendik, who's worked and collaborated with this franchise for so long, to be the rejected Mary Jane. So I immediately ruled out both Jean Grey and Mary Jane Watson. There was the story of Black Cat, which would be funny because they finally get a natural redhead and then dye her hair white, but it could be a love triangle. There's also the story of Gwen, who is a character that hasn't appeared yet, so that could work too. I was torn between those two. Then there were some side speculations, like she could be Silver Sable or other characters, and even a version of Spider-Woman from the Multiverse already getting into the Multiverse saga and not just the soap opera of Peter Parker's love life. Now, John Rocha, who has a podcast with Chili Kenta and Jeff Snyder, he drops the bomb. On his podcast, he really goes all out, and man, it's like this. I know who Sadie Sink is going to play in the movie Spider-Man Brand New Day. She will be, according to my sources, Mayday Parker. Now, Publicio, who the heck is Mayday Parker? She's a Spider-Girl, daughter of Peter Parker. Is she going to be Tom Holland's daughter? No, according to John Rochka, she will be Tobey Maguire's daughter. She will be the daughter of Tobey Maguire and Mary Jane Watson from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. There are a lot of people speculating whether the Spider-Men will get back together. And I've always said here on the channel that it's kind of like telling a joke that's already been told. It's repeating an effect that will never have the same impact. And I thought it was unlikely that this would happen. Now, the daughter of that Spider-Man coming to have a talk with Tom Holland is a brilliant decision because it brings the multiverse, brings back the memory of Tobey Maguire, and brings something different to the story. It's not just bringing Spider-Man back again. Now it's the daughter of one of those two Spider-Men he met in the other movie, and they team up, form a dynamic duo in the story, solving the conflict. And here comes the most brilliant part. The most brilliant part, because this way there's no awkward situation, there's no discomfort with Zendaya, with Michelle Jones. Because that's right, it's the daughter of another Spider-Man, not his. But it's weird that Mayday Parker has a romance with Peter Parker. I know the multiverse has its rules. Loki kissed himself. But it's weird, especially since we're talking about a character who will be a teenager, even though she's not a teenager anymore. She must be a teenager. It would be really weird to go after his colleague's daughter. Lack of sexual tension between characters is increasingly common, as seen in examples like Thunderbolts. For example, none of the characters have a romantic interest in each other there. If you look at it, it's just a friendship between the two, making it impossible for any idea of a romance to come up. You keep Zendaya, Michelle Jones, as Peter Parker's main love interest and the love of his life. And you don't mess with the love triangle. You don't get into that situation that could be pretty uncomfortable where the audience would have to pick their favorite. So I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea since the movie is going to be multiversal. It's going to have a multiverse. It's going to have incursions. It's going to have... With the multiverse saga concluding, it's going to be between Doomsday and Secret Wars. They're going to have to address that somehow. It could be a good idea to bring in this victorious theme from Spider-Man, which is the multiverse, Spider-Man meeting himself from other dimensions, and at the same time keep the romance between Peter Parker and Mary Jane intact without any threats. I think that's how you solve a situation like this, right? So now I want to know from you, Mayday Parker, is it possible? Do you think it's worth it? The attempt? If you made her, yes, as a Spider-Girl, daughter of Mary Jane, how would that work in a story? Write your thoughts down below in the comments. We'll be back soon with more pop culture topics. After the intro, you'll see some channel options for you to click and hang out with me a little longer. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and a like so you get more notifications. And if possible, check out the previous videos from this week that you missed or haven't watched yet. See you later. See you soon. See you in a bit. Bye. Subtitles Adriana Zanotto.